How does inward processing work in CAS? What is inward processing? Inward processing is a customs special procedure designed to provide relief from duties and taxes on goods imported from outside the EU customs territory for manufacturing, processing, or repair. Upon import, these goods are not subject to customs duty or VAT. The processed goods may then be re-exported or released into free circulation. What are the key benefits of inward processing? Cost savings for companies that source raw materials from all over the world to make products for re-export. Suspension of import duties if finished products are re-exported. Delayed payment of duties when goods are kept in customs warehouse or released into free circulation. This last benefit is applicable to goods which require usual forms of handling to preserve them, improve their marketable quality, or prepare them for distribution or resale. How does inward processing work in practice? Let us give you an example. A Belgium-based company manufactures bicycles in Belgium. In addition to sourcing bicycle components locally, they also import components from other countries outside of the EU customs territory. Once the bicycles are completely built or processed, they can either be released into free circulation to be sold within the EU or re-exported outside the EU. If a company holds an inward processing authorization, they have two choices when goods are released into free circulation. They can pay duties on only the raw materials at the rate and customs value applicable at the time of acceptance of the import declaration, or the duty and import VAT can be calculated according to the rate and customs value of the finished products at the time they are released for free circulation. How does a company qualify to use inward processing? First, the company must apply for an authorization, which is linked to a specific company site and states the time frame in which goods can be processed before they are released or re-exported. This is called the discharge period. Since using inward processing is time sensitive and the duties avoided are based on materials that have been imported, careful stock records must be kept and submitted to customs authorities for customs control and audits. How does inward processing work in CAS? There are three important concepts that CAS uses to keep accurate records for inward processing: stock records, materials lists and formulas, and write-off rules. Stock records. Using CAS, you are able to manage your stock records and link them to the inbound and outbound declarations, which is one of the key legal requirements for using inward processing. A stock record is defined as a specific item ID and links to the current customs status, the current stock status, a specific storage location, and if the stock is bonded, a unique special procedure authorization, in this case an inward processing authorization. Many customers choose to do an initial upload of all free and bonded stock when they first start using CAS. This affords the greatest visibility and is the best way to keep WMS and ERP systems in sync with CAS. Alternatively, when an import declaration is made, the raw materials, using our example the bicycle components, imported from outside of the EU can be uploaded in CAS as stock records and created as bonded stock with CPC code 5100. Throughout the process, the CAS Special Procedures module gives you visibility into your stock administration and movements so you can track status and better manage your inventory. Material lists and formulas. Material lists or product formulas are entered into CAS during processing and contain the actual quantities of raw materials consumed to process a given finished or semi-finished product. Formulas are created for discrete products with no variability or deviations. This is known in the industry as the bill of materials. Bills of materials are created beforehand and have unlimited use. Material lists are used for products where the quantity may be variable. Material lists can be created beforehand or be provided at the time of the customs shipment. Write-off rules. To support the optimized use of stock, CAS uses write-off rules. Write-off rules determine the order in which your goods will be discharged from the inward processing procedure based on shipment destination. For example, if you are located in the EU and have a delivery within the EU, you would want to use free stock first, as duties on these goods have already been paid. Only when there is no free stock left would you use bonded goods, as you will need to declare and pay duties on these. Conversely, if you are located outside the EU, you would want to use the bonded stock first. How CAS automates compliance. Continuing with our example, when CAS receives a custom shipment and generates an export declaration for a finished bicycle, CAS checks for bicycles in stock. If none are found, CAS searches material lists and formulas for bicycles. When it finds a match, CAS will use the appropriate material list or formula based on first in, first out to check for corresponding raw materials to build the bicycle. Once located, the stock of raw materials is then reserved and the stock status changes to blocked, meaning that particular stock will have now been assigned to a declaration. Upon release of the export declaration, CAS moves the reserved stock of raw materials out, which writes off the stock from the stock records. The customs movements visible in the movement view of the CAS user interface can be considered as the stock record ledger, showing movement per item ID for full traceability. How CAS fulfills your reporting obligations to customs authorities. A declaration and bill of discharge are generated automatically in CAS for you to send to customs at the end of the placement of the goods under an inward processing procedure. This accounts for how the goods were used. It also shows that any stock not yet exported has been released into free circulation with the proper declaration. Stock reconciliation. In order to keep stock records accurate, CAS creates a stock balance report. If both bonded and free stock are set up in CAS, stock can be reconciled with your WMS or ERP system. If there is any deviation in stock records, movement orders can be created to align stock records. However, it is important to note that movement records will automatically trigger a declaration in CAS. Why use CAS for inward processing? For manufacturing companies, saving on duty costs can improve their competitive position. However, meeting the administrative requirements to use inward processing, for example providing customs authorities with visibility into stock movements, is very difficult using spreadsheets and manual processes. CAS is a fully compliant digital solution that allows companies to benefit from suspension or relief from import duties under inventory managed customs procedures, such as inward processing. The CAS Special Procedures module tracks all goods held under inward processing, ensuring that there is a clear audit trail for customs authorities at all times. To recap, from automatically creating stock records based on the import declaration to keeping track of different types of stock movements, all required documentation is housed in the Special Procedures module of CAS. Based on the discharge period specified in the authorization, CAS automatically generates a bill of discharge, which is then submitted to customs authorities. It's that simple. If you want to find out more on how to save on duty costs with CAS, contact us or visit our Special Procedures landing page